That's the Adsense check. $152.91. In case this is your first time to the channel, I reference that AdSense check a lot because that was the very first check that I ever made online from my online business, from my blog at goodfinancialsense.com. That check gave me the inspiration, the motivation to keep going because at least I figured out how to get a $100 check. So that check took me 9 months to get. And whenever I got this pitch from another blogger, another guy that I met at FinCon, a financial blogger conference that I love to go to, he wanted to do a video for my Make 1K series. And I'm like, all right, dude, film the video. Now give me a headline, give me some speaking points so I know why I should include you. And strangely enough, he started a business. He started a niche site in a very competitive industry. And it took him 9 months to make his first payment. He made a little bit less than me. It was $120. Either way, that's not really the story. The story is that from that $120, he is on track to grow into a $600,000 business. I mean, that's inspiring, wouldn't you say? So today you're going to meet Saw L. So Saw, he's got a lot of things going on. Simply Insurance is the one he's going to talk about today, but the dude's got his hand in quite a few different projects, and I can definitely respect that. So we're going to learn his story, his backstory, what got him to where he is today, and all the obstacles, challenges that he had to overcome. Trust me, you're going to love this one. All right, y'all, let's learn more about Saw right now.
What's going on, guys? My name is Sael. I'm the co-founder of Simply Insurance, and I'd like to first thank Jeff for having me, and hopefully you guys can get some pretty good value out of this business. Simply Insurance was started in 2017 with both myself and my husband. It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty online business. It's an online insurance agency that, we focus on insurance education for the customer, as well as giving them the simplest and easiest way pretty much to apply online. So that's kind of our twofold: educate you and then give you the ability to apply or sign up online. So that's pretty much the basis of Simply Insurance. As licensed agents, we was working 16 hours a day sometimes, pretty much calling customers. I'm the type of person where, hey, if I get your number, I'm going to call you 100 times. Like, that's pretty much the way it was with the agency type of business where the agent is going to give you a call. So I will be that agent on the phone. If you say, hey, Sael, give me a call back in, 6 months, you're going to get that call back in 6 months. That's kind of how we worked. So that constant 16-hour work days, not really spending too much time together with my family, and really just the grind of having to get a customer. Maybe it takes 3 months to get them through the application process, or, kind of going out and constantly calling customers on the phone, really for like a $30 or $25 policy, which they really, really need it. But it's sometimes it's really hard to kind of get people to understand the value of something that's intangible. So that's a part of what made us really say, hey, you know what, maybe we should start trying to see how we can do some of this online, or even just generate our own leads online. And we also started getting customers that were like, can we do this without you? Right? Like, can we go online? Can you not call us? Can I not spend a whole 3 hours on the phone with you? That was a big thing. So we kind of saw that our customers wanted an online option as well as an option where, they just really didn't have to speak to anyone. People wanted more like, hey, Amazon and Netflix, it's online, it's fast, it's instant. So that's kind of what made us want to start. I would say that my biggest mentor right now, and who always has been, is my husband. He has helped me with so many parts of my life that this business would not be possible without him. However, I do want to say that when it comes to financial freedom and entrepreneurship and online businesses, I would say that my two mentors are Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Work Week. That book completely changed my life. It completely changed my understanding that, hey, websites could actually make money and that you can do it working 4 hours a week. And of course, it's not necessarily 4 hours a week, but the ideology that, you can take your business and you can take it online and you can change your whole life. That book woke me up to that. And then also Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki just got my entrepreneurship focus growing and kind of taught me that you are the controller of your own reality. And if you can see it, and if you can say it, and if you can set goals towards it, then you can have it. So taking both of those together, huge shout out to Robert Kiyosaki and Tim Ferriss for that. My biggest obstacle, I would say, when starting out, we actually had a few. The first obstacle was the fact that we were going into the insurance space online. That's huge. Like, it's probably one of the most difficult spaces to build a website in or to start ranking for, because you're going up against huge companies that's been in the game for a very long time, and they have a very big budget behind, right? So competition is super hard. Insurance is one of the hardest industries out there. So that was the first issue that we were going to run into. The second issue was going to be that we went to find our domain name, simplyinsurance.com at the time. And, I was thinking that's a good name. My husband came up with the name. So I typed it in GoDaddy and I hit enter and I was like, oh, it's available. And I was like, I can't believe this is available. Like, no one bought this domain name, right? And so then I looked at it a little bit more and I was like, oh, I spelled it wrong. So I typed in the correct name and lo and behold, the domain name is $10,000. And I was like, whoa, that's not going to work. We decided to go with simplyinsurance.co to start off with, just to see, hey, will this work? How is this going to work? Does this idea make sense at the time? And then the third thing that we had an issue with was that neither one of us knew anything about how to actually make a website make money. Right. So we had to go heavy into buying courses. We purchased a few courses. One was from Brian Dean, one was from Neil Patel. And we still purchase courses now, like Authority Hacker. A few of those courses are, what we use. And we actually went through the course. So that was the biggest thing. Like, I always thought websites were like just another part of marketing. Hey, here's my business card. Here's my website. I didn't realize that websites could make money. So once we really got into it, it kind of changed our lives. But I would say that the three big obstacles we had is that people were telling us, hey, don't go into the insurance space. 1, 2, domain name. We had to start with a .co domain name. And I would say 3, we didn't know anything. So we had to get educated. Fortunately enough for us, eventually Simply Insurance grew. We were able to purchase the .com. At the time, it was $25,000 by the time we were ready to purchase it. So, but we did kind of get through that part, and the courses, that was really huge for us. The way we made our first $1,000 online is pretty funny. So really the first 8 to 9 months, all that we were doing was, we were still working on our old book of business, but we was also writing content. The first piece of content I remember writing was how to get life insurance quotes with no phone calls from agents. Like, this is a long tail, very long post. And it's actually one of our most successful posts as far as conversions and sales. It's pretty funny. That page, even though the keyword shows like only get 10 searches a month, but it's 1,000 of those 10 searches a month. They really add up, and it's a really good post. So we spent the first, I would say, year really just writing content, and it took about between 8 to 9 months to get our first commission check, which was $120 from one of our insurance partners. And that's when we knew it worked. Like, once we got that first $120 and we was like, okay, we got the $120. Okay, let's see if this check cashes, right? Like, we went, we cashed. It was like, okay, this is real. It's legit. And from that, it really pushed us to the next level. Once we knew that it worked, we really started writing content. It took literally, no lie, under maybe 2 years, right at the 2-year mark, for us to turn Simply Insurance to a 6-figure online business. The great thing about that was that it did become residual. Now, not residual in the way that, you might be thinking, oh, I no longer have to work anymore. No, I still personally write content. I still do my own outreach. I still do a lot of things that it requires to build an online business. However, here are the things I don't have to do, which are very important. 1, I don't have to report to anyone other than my husband, of course. And also, I don't have to worry about the weekends. That's one of the big things that changed for us. Like, the weekend almost feels like every day now. Like, we don't go to the movies when the weekends are here. We don't go out and have fun just for the weekends. We're able to go enjoy ourselves any day of the week, which is a huge change in your reality. We also don't have the same financial worries of a person has to physically be there for the income to come in. The site, it is still kind of on autopilot of, hey, content I wrote, years ago is still generating revenue for us, and content that I'll write, a month ago or that I'll write in the future is going to be positioned to generate revenue for us and income for us. So Simply Insurance is doing really well. I would say the first time I really remember it was the feeling of, I used to get real worried when I would get sick, because if you get sick, you can't work. And remembering that feeling of I'm sick and it doesn't matter, that was a big thing for me. And I was telling my husband, I was like, hey, I can't believe it. Like, I'm not scared of getting sick anymore. And you don't think about it, but it's such a big thing. It's such a huge thing. And that's when I realized that, like, oh, we're doing really good, because we don't have to worry about getting sick. We can stay at home and not do anything, and money's still going to come in, and, the lights won't get cut off. I would say that's kind of when I really realized that our site was doing very well. I would tell my beginner self about getting started. I would say start as soon as you felt it in your stomach that you needed to do this. Start. I would say Simply Insurance probably could have been around maybe 2 years before 2017. because of fears and not knowing anything, just getting pushed to it, I eventually did it and we eventually grew it. But I would have definitely told myself, hey, go forward as soon as you feel it and get educated, get that education. Don't be afraid to spend on courses. That's one thing my husband pushed me to. I would tell him, hey, Neil Patel has a course and Brian Dean has a course, but they're pretty expensive. And, he would say, hey, what is expensive? Can this build us a future that we want? And if it can, and if you trust and you believe in it, then let's go for it. And he pushed me into that, to buying the courses and following through with it and actually taking the course. Don't just buy the course. You need to take it, and you need to take it more than once. What I do is I take the course first. I don't write anything down. I just watch the whole thing. And then I go through it a second time. That's when I'm ready, because I understand the concepts. I'm ready to write it down, ready to take action. So that's kind of a good thing if someone wants to know the best way to go through a course. That's how I recommend it. I would say impactful words. Here's what I have to say, because this is very big for me. And it's very important. And if you think of it this way, it can definitely change your reality. Every single day that you wake up, every day you wake up, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, right? Take a shower, have you a coffee, hopefully you brush your hair, you groom yourself, you look at your phone, you turn your TV on, you're checking out some news, put on your favorite outfit, morning pajamas, or hey, maybe you're getting ready for work. All of these interactions that you've done just in the morning. Let's not even think about like the afternoon when you leave your house, when you're driving, but just in the morning, just those few things. Look at all the things that you do in the morning. And what you will realize is that every single thing you interact with, every single thing you do with somebody else's dream. So when you woke up in the morning, you grab that Zest soap to wash your body. The person that created Zest, their dream was that you would buy their soap one day. The wash towels you use, the water company dream people would use water, right? Like everything you do is a dream. The toothbrush you use, somebody dreamed it up. Every single thing that you do in your everyday life, from the phone, from the Zoom calls, just everything, anything you could think of, any item, this computer that I'm on, everyone had a dream. Someone dreamed it up. So if every single day you're waking up, you're living someone else's dream, every single minute of your life, you're living someone else's dreams. If you aren't taking 30 minutes to an hour a day to invest in your own dream, you're really, really disappointing yourself. You're really laying yourself down, because at the end of the day, just as much as it was a dream for everybody else, your dream can come true if you invest the time, the focus, and the energy into it. But if you spend every day investing all your time into other people's dreams, their dreams still going to become a reality and yours won't be. So my thing is, invest in your own dreams. That's the biggest thing that I can give you. I think Jeff talks about it a lot. Like, investing in yourself and investing in your own dreams is a huge, huge thing. It's the most important thing that I could say for my lasting words. And I want to thank Jeff for having me on here. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I'll talk to you guys. I guess I'll be seeing you guys soon.